morning. I'm Frank Powers, and this is Lifestyle Tucson, the program where I speak to our neighbors, the people behind the scenes of our amazing organizations, small businesses, and nonprofits. Our friends are informing you how they serve our community, and they are here to give you updates on future projects. Let's make some new friends today.
Yeah.
A centurion was a position in the Roman army during classical antiquity, nominally the commander of a century, a military unit originally consisting of 100 legionnaires. A few thousand years later, it still means to be in charge of a party, but that party has grown from about 80 to 100 men to a few thousand, 5,000. And the centurions are still in charge because they are going to be leading an army of partiers when the centurions present Fast Times at Centurion High at the Keno Sports Complex Saturday, April 29th at 6 p.m. with musical guest 38 Special. How about that? The Centurions have raised more than $8 million for local charities through its annual fundraising event. More than 5,000 guests attend the event each year, which is also well known for the fun they raise. The fun of high school returns for us all, and today I'm fortunate enough to speak with Hall Monitor and Fast Times at Centurion High event Chair Eric Jacobson. How you doing, Eric?
Good. Thanks for having us today.
As well as Centurions board member Ben Korn. Ben, how you doing?
Good, Frank. Pleasure to be here.
It is a joy. I'm super excited. Welcome to Lifestyle Tucson. I've given a quick rundown of the big party, but first let's talk about the Centurions as an organization and what your amazing organization does, besides throw the best party of the year. Why don't you tell our listeners what the Centurions are all about?
It was put together in 1968 by a few local businessmen who wanted to do good for the community. And they started out with their first fundraiser in 1970. And I think it was a small bowling tournament. They raised a few dollars, and then the organization just started to grow and grow and grow. And they capped it at 100 active members. And once somebody's been in for 15 years, they can move to a senior life position, which would open a spot in the 100 active membership group.
Fascinating. So give me a little bit more of the history about the Centurions. You've been doing it for a long time, raising money for great organizations. What can you tell me about like your core beliefs and the mission of the Centurions?
The mission of the Centurions is to provide services to underserved community members in the areas of healthcare, education, mentorship, with an emphasis on improving children's lives.
You really do care about kids.
It's all about kids.
Yep.
And it's all about local.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of what the Centurions do here in town. They're not just an organization that you want to help. They're an organization that you want to help because they help other organizations. It really is a way to let the dominoes fall in the right way, because helping out the Centurions helps out a lot of great groups. I got a good list of some of the groups you've helped in the past, and I've even interviewed some of these great groups like the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Club of Tucson. You've also got some great relationships with TMC for Children, Youth on Their Own at last year's event. What are some of the organizations that you're supporting this year with the big party?
This year is Assistance League of Tucson, Imago Dei Middle School, Grace Retreat, Foster Care and Adoption Services, and TMC for Children.
Fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about some of these organizations and why they're the organizations that you chose?
So we have a charity selection committee who takes nominations every year. Usually the nominations are submitted by one of our members, and Brian Hanley heads that up. And they'll go through with his committee, and he'll vet those charities, and we'll pick which one is the most in need and which one fits our mission the best.
And that's incredible. I've got some facts about some of these great organizations, right? You've got the Grace Retreat Foster Care and Adoption Service. Grace Retreat is committed to supporting families through the process of becoming licensed and providing a home for children. They believe that supporting the families, they can better support children in their homes. The Centurions pledged $15,000 for 2023 to support foster homes, and that's an important one. Of these organizations, of Assistance League Tucson, of the middle school, and TMC for Children, which one do you think you feel hits you the most?
I like the Assistance League of Tucson for what they do for the school bell program. And we earmarked our money to go to the school bell program, which helps underprivileged kids have clothes to wear to school, backpacks, shoes. So when they go to school, they look like all the other kids and they feel good.
Yeah, that's important. I wasn't allowed to get starter jacket when I was a kid. They'd shop at Kmart. It was ridiculous. Very embarrassing. But the Centurions, they pledged $30,000 in 2023 to the Assistance League of Tucson and the Operation School Bell. That's fantastic. And again, get more information on that. Go look up these great organizations that I'm telling you about here today on Lifestyle Tucson, because I'm just making a list of all these future guests that I'm going to have working with these organizations. And an organization like Centurions that work with organizations are really the networking that is the strength of Tucson. That's what being local in Tucson is. And honestly, there's no better place than Tucson for networking. I call it the baby bear's porridge because it's just right. But let's talk again to Mr. Korn over here and tell me a little bit about what Centurions means to you as a board member.
Yeah, I've been really proud to be a part of this organization for the last 10 years or so. I think we do some really great work in the community. Per your last question, what really resonates with me, this Grace Retreat, foster care and adoption services is making a real impact in a really challenging area of foster care. We know that, kids go into that, out of broken homes and trying to find parents to look after them. And you have all kinds of challenges along the way. And these people are really doing a lot of training for those kids, but also the parents that are associated with that and making really good outcomes in the long run. Also, TMC for Children, we've actually had one of our members who had a couple of babies and twins that were severely premature and had to go into the NICU and spend a significant amount of time in that area. And so we're really happy to be able to contribute toward, making those kids' lives possible.
That's so important. I can see here you raised over $200,000, pledged $200,000 to TMC for Children and their pediatric therapy scholarships, helping families lacking adequate insurance coverage who cannot afford the care needed for children to recover from physical and other traumas. We got to help these kids out, especially kids that are in pain. That's ridiculous.
That pledge is this year only.
Wow.
We've made a 5-year pledge. We've pledged $1 million to TMC for Children.
No kidding.
And we'll have accomplished that after next year's event.
Well, that is something to accomplish and something to celebrate. And speaking of celebrations, why don't we stop talking about all this sad stuff? We see where the money goes. It goes to good causes. All this boring information, no, it's good information because you know that the Centurions are doing good work. But we know what you're here to listen for. The details about the biggest party in Tucson, right? It's Fast Times, it's Centurions High. How do you guys pick the themes for these parties? Because your parties are unmatched.
So every year the event chair, I think, usually has an idea in the back of his head. And we would do like a naming party where we'd get everybody together and we'd throw out ideas. But I kind of bypassed this year.
Yeah?
Because I was pretty sad on what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something like the Centurions are going back to school.
Yeah.
And then the Fast Times at Centurion High phrase just kind of took off, kind of overpowered what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
I was thinking Animal House, Revenge of the Nerds, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all those great school movies, which opens up a wider variety of costumes.
Yes.
So at our party, we have a costume contest.
I was going to talk about that. I love a costume contest.
It's great. So, April 29th, Keno Sports Complex. Gates open at 6 p.m. Tickets are available at thecenturion's.com. They're $100 a ticket. With that, you get dinner, drinks, games, gambling, live show, fireworks, the costume contest.
Yeah, slow down. We're going to unpack all these fun events. What do you think this is? It's not a grocery list. This is madness. There's so much to do because let's just go to the ticket price, right? So now I am speaking from experience. I myself have attended one of these fabulous parties. It was the Comic-Con Caper, and I've never had a more fun time in an evening because $100 doesn't just get you in the door. That gets you a bunch of your drinks, if not all your drinks for the night because you don't want to overdo it, as well as a meal, as well as some free credits to gaming. That's what's really fun about it. Your ticket is almost just exchanging some cash for gift certificates. You're practically paying for the night right there, not just to walk in. You're kind of prepaying for all the fun you're going to have. And I'll tell you, some of those friends that don't use all those drink tickets, they go to other people that get to use those drink tickets. Don't tell them.
Yeah, the cool thing about this is that, for $100, I don't know that going out on the night downtown or something like that, you're not going to be able to keep it within $100. This way, you get a ton of fun and a show and dinner and drinks, like you say. But even better, $60 of it is tax deductible. So it doesn't even cost you that really in the long run.
That's right. Don't forget that, right? I talk about taxes on here a little bit. There's previous episode talk about some taxes. How you can save money, use your taxes correctly. But yes, use this. The $60 of that ticket price, you can just write off on your taxes. That's fantastic. Think of that. Think of how clever this is. So that's $40 cash, and I know you're getting more than $40 of drinks, gaming, and fun. Because again, I've done this. I remember most of the night, and it was fun.
We also provide rides home.
Well, think of that.
So one of our big concerns is we do provide free rides home.
That's fantastic.
Shared cabs, vans. We make sure everybody can get home.
Taking care of everybody from
Safe.
gate to gate, from start to finish, bell to bell.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to hear. And that school bell is going to ring. And nobody's staying after at this event. No. It doesn't matter how bad you behave. We're kicking you out at the right time. What time does the event end? Because it's a pretty long event. It's a fun night out.
We try to shut down at midnight.
There you go. So you get to party all the way till midnight, plenty of time there, and so fun. It's a really good space that you got as well. It's a lot of fun to be able to walk around and go to different areas that you've themed, because there is like a casino area. You have a VIP area if you want to pay that extra $100, get that VIP experience. What's the VIP experience come with? I think it said Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Upscale liquor, private bar, server, furniture.
Woo!
Yeah, it's a great experience.
Nice.
We have a fireworks show.
Yes, that's exciting.
It is. It's just a great night out.
Yep. So start making your plans now and getting your tickets today. If they're not sold out, does this event sell out?
Doubtful.
All right.
So we've changed venues over the years,
Yeah.
but because the party has grown so much, there's not a whole lot of venues in town that can support our crowd, our
Right.
parking.
Thousands.
Thousands. Last
Yeah.
year we had 6,300 people.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
And I think we're going to beat it this year.
I believe it because I've been to a ton of events this year now. And even last year, we were still getting out of some pandemic-y stuff. And this year, every event is setting record numbers. So I'm willing to bet you're going to set some record numbers.
Yeah.
And again, think of all that money that you're paying, that $100 per person, times that by, let's say, 7,000 people. That's a lot of money that's going to all these great organizations keeping Tucson thriving, keeping Tucson alive, and keeping Tucson together. That's what I like to hear, is about connecting all the dots together and putting our organizations to work for each other. It's a lot of fun. And the best way to do this work is by partying. Right?
There's a lot of companies that'll do sponsorships as well, because not only can they have some visibility on our displays, but also they're able to bring out their teams, their employees, their customers to have a good time and do some team building and building up their relationships while having a good time at our event.
Yeah, because those sponsorship packages are great. Like the Platinum package, it's like you're going to spend as an organization about $3,700, $3,750, but you get 35 event tickets, 4 VIPs for your CEOs, 8 casino vouchers that are worth $25 a piece, and an electronic display at the venue. So you get to get your word out there, get your organization out there, but also take everyone that works for you out for a great night. It's not just getting a logo at the bottom of a banner. It's literally getting a party for all of the people that work so hard for you all year long. Why don't you reward them by taking them to the biggest party ever, right? There's a gold sponsorship for $2,500, silver for $15, or copper at $750. Any small business can afford this. Take out your employees, take them to one of the best events I've ever seen, and I've had the appreciation to do. I just got distracted because, again, 38 Special is going to be there. How excited are you guys for 38 Special?
So excited.
Yeah.
Excited.
That's such a good band, right? And they rock out and have a good time. And there's so many places. Now, describe the layout again, because since you're in the Keno Sports Complex, you use the field for one thing, and then kind of up top on the deck, what goes on there? How does the layout really work?
So when you come in the main gate, you're up on the concourse.
Mm-hmm.
You come to the tee. You go left, you're going to hit gambling. You hit right, you're going to hit the food, and then you motor on down the stairs to the field where there's the raffle booth, the main bar, the stage, special events, the VIP. Another thing we have available are field suites.
Oh.
So that's a special area that has VIP access, hors d'oeuvres, server, furniture. So if you buy a field suite, you get your own 10x10 tent, furniture, a place for your friends to come, park, set down their bags, cruise around. Yeah, the field suite is phenomenal.
I love having a home base at a party. Like, it's just nice to have a place where it's like, oh, we'll meet you at the spot.
Absolutely.
Right? Treat
Absolutely.
yourself. Again, this is such a good night that I look forward to it. I try to go to multiple of them, but haven't made it back to another one since the Comic-Con caper. But it really was one of the more memorable nights of my life that I bumped into a lot of friends, and we made so many memories. Right? And had a lot of fun because, again, it's just fun to dress up in costume, or cosplay as the kids call it, right? And that costume contest, what's the prize?
Maybe cash. I think it's a cash prize.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the amount. I think it's about $500.
All right. So
But
we'll see. Don't quote them on it.
Some of these people go all out for
Oh,
costumes.
I know.
And some of the costumes are just amazing.
Yep, I know. I'm a big fan of costumes, cosplay, all that stuff. One of my favorite things is to host costume contests at Halloween, all that stuff. It's my favorite thing. I'm really good at knowing a lot of these characters. But the fun thing about this event is it's really themed with school, like you were just saying. It's not just about being, Mr. Hand from Fast Times. It's about being, one of the greasers from back in the day in some of these other movies.
Grease, John
right?
Travolta,
Grease, yes.
right? Bluto from Animal House.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it just opens up to
Right?
to
I want to
anything.
see some Revenge of the Nerds
So
filmed
good.
right here
Right.
in Tucson.
Right.
That's right. Delta, Delta, Delta all day. So we've got a lot of fun things and a lot of opportunities for you folks to make memories. If you're just tuning in, this is Lifestyle Tucson, and we're here having a party inside the studio with the Centurions, talking about their big party that's going to be at the end of April on April 29th at 6 p.m. at the Keno Sports Complex. The theme being Fast Times at Centurion High. It's like going back to high school, and no one's going to bully you at the end at the flagpole. Don't worry about it. All right, we're all just there to party and have fun. So bring your friends, bring your organizations, and just bring a smile because it's going to be a good time. Take it from me, I've done it before. Aside from this event, right, what are some of the goals of the Centurions that you're focused on in 2023? Besides once you get past this, what do you guys start thinking about? Does it just start the process over? What are our next groups that we're going to help out? What's the process?
So the charities are nominated by either a Centurion or a friend of a Centurion. So we've done a lot of repeats, but we're also open, like Grace Foster Care this year is a new beneficiary of ours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same plan, moving forward, better children's lives in Southern Arizona.
So good. That's all I want to hear. That's all I have to hear about is that their goal is just bettering the lives of children in Southern Arizona. It's such a big deal to, again, be caring about these organizations and about the people helping kids. So how can people help you help kids besides a monetary donation? Is there a way for people to volunteer for the Centurions?
The Centurions, not so much, but you could definitely look into volunteering for one of our beneficiaries.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense, right? So go check out everything the Centurions are doing. Where can people find you online? I believe it's easy.
TheCenturions.com.
There you go. They paid top dollar for that one, I'm sure. But it's worth it to be able to be found so simple, and they list all these great organizations so you yourself can follow up and follow through and use all these, like leapfrog to one organization to another, learn about them. They've got all the information there. They gave me a whole bunch of great information that I get to read all about and talk about with you and talk about all their great sponsorships. But now let's get a little more, ethereal. If you had a wish for your organization, for the Centurions, what would your wish be?
For it not to change.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
So there's 100 active members, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're very diverse. We've got doctors, dentists, insurance guys, promotion guys, construction guys. And a lot of these guys I wouldn't have met in my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But you get in the Centurions, you start meeting monthly, you get to know these guys, and it's just a great network of good guys. And I wouldn't change a thing. It's I think we've got it dialed in.
What does that tell you? That's fantastic. That makes my day. There's a note here. It just says, because what is so special about the organization? It's camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love that word because it's a big, important word. I always try to get to get people to get out in the world, go volunteer, find the people doing the things that you want to do. Don't try to just do the things you want to do because there are already great organizations, great groups, great people out there doing it that are already networked, already connected. And you just got to meet them, and then they're going to help you meet who you want to meet next to help change the world, help kids, help do whatever it is that really, burns a fire inside of your heart. Because I've never, ever, ever gotten an answer like that to that question. I ask that question a lot. What is better than the head of an organization saying, I wouldn't change a thing when they're asked a wish? That's incredible. That shows that this is a great group that's doing it right. They're doing the good work and that they believe in what they're doing. That makes my day. I almost need to take a pause to catch my breath. I'm moved. So good. What about you, Ben? What would you wish for if you could make a change or maybe not even need to make a change?
No, I to Eric's point, I think we've got a really good thing going. And honestly, I've lived in a couple other places. I think the people in Tucson are really down to earth and good people and kind. And this group actually represents the best of that, community here in Tucson. I thoroughly enjoy the time that I'm able to spend with the guys in this organization. And this event has just been a gas, from start to finish. We were talking about the venue earlier. Usually people will get food to start off with, go over that whole gambling area is like 30 or 40 different tables of blackjack and all kinds of different fun games over there. you get down onto the field, and there's the special events area where there's a DJ for some part of the contingent, the people that are in there. There's games like cornhole and things like that, foosball. And then it turns into a full-blown concert. I mean, we've got a really serious stage and sound system going up there, and we have 38 Special this year. In the past, we've had some cover bands that were amazing, but holy cow, this thing is legit. And all of a sudden, the lights come on and it's midnight. You're like, where did the night go? Because it's just so much fun. And there's so many different cool things to do throughout the venue.
That does happen. And just if you go on the website, if you go to theCENTURIONS.com, you'll see the photos of some of these stage, like from the stage. Yeah, it looks like you're at, Lollapalooza. It looks like you're at KFMA Day, dare I say it, right? That's such a big deal, and it's so great to see you guys keep growing and to hear about that. But now let's ask some personal questions. Time for some personal questions. Get the deep dirt. What are you going to dress like, Ben?
Yeah, well, my wife and I just rewatched Dazed and Confused the other night. So
that's my
thinking,
favorite.
All right.
There you go. That's a good answer. What about you, sir? What are you thinking of wearing?
I'm still up in the air.
Oh, you got some time.
I've got a little time.
You got a little time. It's April 29th. It's a Saturday night. Start thinking about what you're going to wear, but there's always a lot of great places to go find costumes real quick. Gaslight Theater's got a lot of great stuff. They have a costume shop. Tucson Thrifts, where I go, right on 4th Avenue. A lot of great stuff at Tucson Thrift to get your act together and get ready to party and have a lot of fun. Or maybe just go dig in your old closet and find, your old prom dress, right? Maybe go dress for prom. That might be a way to class it up. You could cut your jeans, you can wear them Chuck Taylors, or be the prom queen. I think it's going to be a fun night with school being the theme for everything going on. Give me a real quick thing, because we only have a few minutes left, but I want to talk about, because tell me about the process setting up. You start building this whole thing around Wednesday before, right? Because it takes a while.
It's a chore, and there's a lot of guys who put in a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
We start building on Wednesday. We're set up by Saturday night. We throw the party. And then the kicker is we have to be off the field Sunday by end of day. So everything we took 3-4 days to put together, one day it's gone.
Wow.
Sundays are rough.
I bet. Not a Sunday fun day, I'm sure. Depends also a little hungover.
Exactly.
Yeah, a little hair of the dog to get the work done. Where can people discover more information about the Centurions online besides theCENTURIONS.com on social media?
We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
We have a LinkedIn page.
Okay. Any Instagram perhaps?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep, we have Instagram.
All right. I would just say probably just look for the Centurions. I'm sure they're probably the one. All right. So go check them out. I'll find it out, and I'll give you the actual information in the recap. So nothing to worry about there. We've had a great time talking about this great big party. I'm so excited. And we'll see if I could sneak it, or we'll see if I buy a ticket and get on in there, because I think I might be free that Saturday. I might be free. My parents might even be in town. So we'll see what happens. But I'm really excited and really had a great time talking to you folks right here today about your philanthropic message of the Centurions, about everything you guys are doing, the organizations you're helping. Look for the recap where I tell you everything that we just talked about here on Lifestyle Tucson, because we talked about a lot of great stuff and how you can help a lot of kids in Tucson just by coming out to party on a Saturday night. That sounds like a fun time after all. So, as a great Duff man once said, who wants to party? Well, I've got your answer. It's Eric Jacobson, event chair of Fast Times at Centurion High, as well as Ben Korn. He's just on the board. He's the man, right? So thanks for making friends with me today, fellas.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you for your past and continued support, Tucson.
I love it the most. This was Lifestyle Tucson. Bing bong bing, time for a recap. Boy, that was a party in the studio. Those guys rolled deep, the Centurions, big crew. So I figured instead of just a recap, why don't I go over the actual event schedule for Fast Times at Centurion High? That's going to be happening on April 29th at the Keno Sports Complex. Get ready to get all this info, because at 6 p.m., doors open and class is in session. Exception is going to be playing at the gate where you get all your badges. Remember, those badges are amazing because it's a bunch of ticket vouchers, a gaming token, and your food voucher. So that works out right there while there's a band playing, and you can start planning your night. The cafeteria opens at 6 p.m. as well, and then Tap a Keg a Day. That's the main bar. They open from 6 to 11:30. Food's only available from 6 to 9, so make sure you're there on time. Don't be tardy for class. Specialty drinks go till 11:30 as well. DJ do on the main stage from 6 to 9, and the casino playground is open at 6:45 till just 10 p.m. Delta House, the VIP area, open 7 p.m. till midnight. The gym, dancing, fun and games, and special events are also open 7 p.m. till midnight. The Double Secret Probation Costume Contest is from 7:45 till 8:30 p.m., and that's right before 38 Special takes the main stage from 9 to 10:30. Then at 10:30 to midnight, DJ Do gets back on stage, and if it's DJ DU, I apologize. But from 11, you got late night snacks, so don't worry. If you got the munchies, just like Spicoli, late night snacks are available. And then at midnight, school's out for summer, and they'll see you next year. Don't forget, there are free ride shares home available, courtesy of Yellow Cab. Thank you to them because everyone's going to get home safe. They give you a lot of drink tickets. We want you to get home safe. There is a very important thing that did not get mentioned, and that there's a clear bag policy in effect. So make sure that you are only carrying a clear bag. Your school bags aren't allowed. No backpacks are going to be there. A clear bag policy is strictly enforced during the event. Visitors must bring personal items inside a clear plastic vinyl bag. That does not exceed some amount of things. You can get all this information, blah, 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 blah. Small bags, obviously, and make them clear. You can go find the ticket link for Fast Times at Centurion High at thecenturions.com. Follow them on Instagram at centurions_TUC. See all those great pictures on there from all the previous parties. And go follow them on Facebook. Give them a like at facebook.com/Tucson Centurions. With all of that out of the way, I want to thank our new friends at the Centurions for joining me today. You've been listening to Lifestyle Tucson. For more information about our program or to listen to something you may have missed, go to the Sunday Mornings page on klpx.com, kfma.com, mixfm.com, or espntucson.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes or wherever fine podcasts are partying. I'm your BFF, Frank Powers. Toot Toot Tucson. I love you the most.